In a city filled with ambition and competition, where friendships are often tested by success, there lived two young women whose bond was said to be unbreakable. Blessing and Praise met in their second year at the University of Lagos. Praise was bubbly, loud, and had the kind of confidence that could silence a crowd. Blessing was quiet, observant, and always top of her class. They were opposites, but inseparable. When one didn't have food, the other shared. When Blessing lost her father in her final year, it was Praise who wiped her tears, sat beside her at night, and reminded her she was stronger than pain. They graduated and job hunted together, holding hands through rejection emails and interview disappointments, until a miracle came. Blessing got a job at Platinum Square Limited, a respected real estate firm in the city. It wasn't her dream role, just a front desk receptionist. But she took it, hoping to pull Praise in when there was an opening. And within months, she did. Praise was hired as a personal assistant in another department, together again. The girls celebrated with shawarma and malt, promising each other that no matter how far they rose, they'd never let success divide them. But fate had other plans. 2 years later, Blessing had risen quickly. Her dedication, humility, and sharp thinking caught the attention of the CEO himself, Mr. John. She was offered a new position, executive assistant to the CEO. It came with a salary triple what she earned before, benefits and direct access to top clients and company files. She ran to Praise with tears in her eyes. "Can you believe it?" she cried. "They chose me. Me!" Praise smiled and hugged her, but her arms were stiff. Inside, jealousy burned like fire. "Of course they chose you," she said, hiding her bitterness. "You've always been the golden girl." That night, Praise stared at her ceiling, thinking, that was supposed to be my role. I talk better. I dress better. I deserve more. And slowly, an idea formed. Over the next month, Praise became sweet again. Too sweet. She bought Blessing lunch, shared jokes, offered to help her stay late and file reports. Blessing thought her friend was just happy for her. After all, wasn't that what sisters did? But Praise was watching. She memorized Blessing's login passwords. She observed the CEO's schedule. She became close to the IT guy. She had no plan to hurt Blessing forever, just enough to knock her off the ladder. Long enough for an opportunity to arise. Then she struck. Praise stayed late one night, claiming she was waiting for a ride. Once the office cleared, she entered Blessing's section using a backup key she had made. She logged into Blessing's system using credentials she had secretly copied, and approved a fake fund release of 3 million naira from petty cash to a ghost vendor. She printed the fake documents, and for a final touch, she planted a USB drive with falsified files in Blessing's drawer. She smiled as she left. Let's see who gets that job now. Monday came like every other day, until it didn't. Before Blessing could settle into her desk, the head of security walked in with 2 men. "You are being detained for internal fraud involving company funds," he announced. "Me?" Blessing blinked in confusion. "No, that's a mistake. I've never even—" But the evidence was clear. Her login was used. The vendor's account was fake but approved under her name. The USB drive had all the files. Even her printed signature was on the documents. Blessing was speechless. She was suspended immediately and handed over to the police for further questioning. The news spread like wildfire across the office. Praise stood by the printer, holding coffee, smirking silently. Inside the police station, Blessing sat alone. No one answered her calls. Her boss hadn't reached out. Her lawyer was struggling to untangle the case. She cried for hours, not just because of the accusations, but because she knew someone she trusted had set her up. The only person who came to visit was Praise. "This is all so crazy," Praise said, hugging her tightly. "But I know you. You didn't do this." Blessing sobbed on her friend's shoulder, whispering, "Why me, Praise? I don't deserve this. "You'll be fine," Praise said with a cold smile as she walked out. Meanwhile, Mr. John couldn't rest. Blessing had served him diligently. Her sudden downfall didn't sit well, so he called the security team to review 2 weeks of CCTV footage. And there it was, Praise, in the office after hours, wearing gloves, plugging a USB into Blessing's system, printing documents, accessing files from the server room, caught red-handed. The footage also showed her whispering to the IT guy outside the building, handing him an envelope. It was undeniable. The next morning, the police released Blessing and reopened the case. Praise was called in for questioning, and within hours, she confessed everything. The IT guy backed her up when he realized jail time was on the line. Praise was fired, arrested, and dragged through social media when the scandal broke. Her parents begged Blessing for forgiveness, but she had none to give. "You weren't just a colleague," Blessing told her during the trial. "You were my sister, and you stabbed me for a job." Praise was sentenced to 2 years in prison for cyber fraud and criminal framing. 1 month later, Mr. John invited Blessing back, not as his assistant, but as the company's head of corporate communications. Her dignity, resilience, and innocence had inspired everyone, and the board wanted her to be the new face of trust. On her first day back, Blessing stepped into her new office. The sunlight poured in through wide windows. Her name was engraved in gold on the door. She sat in the leather chair behind her new desk. The room was silent. She closed her eyes, breathed deeply, and whispered, "You tried to bury me, Praise, but you didn't know I was a seed. Not everyone who smiles at you wants you to succeed. Sometimes the greatest betrayal comes from the ones closest to you. But when you hold on to truth, no matter how far lies travel, justice will catch up. So, guard your heart, trust carefully, and remember, clean hands always win in the end."